mynews.studio.
Imagine arriving on a remote island. There's no gas station, no engine noise, just sunlight, wind, and electric vehicles moving quietly beneath palm trees. Could this be what the future looks like?
Today's date is December 9th, 2025. Brazil just made headlines at COP30. They're turning Fernando de Noronha into the world's first island coward entirely by renewable energy. It's more than just impressive technology. The idea is to set a template for other coastal and island communities. So, what exactly is happening? And why should we pay attention?
It's a big move. The plan is to combine solar and wind power with a large battery storage system, cutting fossil fuels out completely. To look at the scale, there's a 22 megawatt peak solar plant and a battery system that can store 49 megawatt hours. That's enough to power homes, businesses, even all the tourists, day and night.
But energy production is just one piece, right? The community itself is changing. I read about the Noronha Carbon Zero Law. By 2030, combustion vehicles are banned. So every car, bus, delivery van all have to be electric. How are people getting ready for that shift?
The rollout's already started. Neoenergia, part of Iberdrola, set up a dozen charging stations or eco-posts around the island. Some of these actually let cars send energy back to the grid during peak times. For residents, it means planning trips differently, thinking about range, where to charge, maybe even changing routines. It's like watching a community adapt in real time.
That kind of shift doesn't just change traffic, it changes jobs. Mechanics who fix engines, for example, might need to retrain as electric vehicle techs. And then there's a new need for charger maintenance, smart grid management, those sorts of roles. But does that mean some people might lose out?
Right, some roles will disappear, but others are emerging. The challenge is how quickly people can learn new skills and whether the local economy actually invests in that transition. There's also a resilience factor. Less need to import fuel, less risk if something disrupts supply lines.
The floating solar panels on the Chirao Reservoir really caught my attention. Why float them instead of just using land?
Space is tight on islands. If you build solar farms on land, you risk disturbing habitats or taking away tourist space. Floating panels on water save land and help protect those areas. Plus, the water keeps the panels cooler, which actually makes them work more efficiently. So it's a technical fix that's good for the environment too.
But none of this comes cheap. Brazil's working with Iberdrola and public partners. If a smaller island wanted to try this, how would they even start, especially with funding and expertise?
That's where international climate finance is vital. Projects like this show why we need funds dedicated to isolated mini-grids. It's not just about building the plant. It's about keeping it running smoothly for decades, especially in places that aren't linked to a national grid.
So, is this something other islands could actually copy? Or is Noronha just a rare case?
The technology works, and the lessons are there. Combine renewables, invest in storage, rethink transport, plan as a whole. But scaling it up depends on local leadership, financing, and whether communities are on board. Noronha is an experiment, but the roadmap is clear.
It really shows how these places are on the front lines of climate change. This isn't just a local experiment. It's proof that big changes are possible, even if the process is complex.
If others follow, we could see cleaner air, stronger local economies, new types of jobs, but only if international partners actually step up with resources and real cooperation.
That wraps up Fernando de Noronha's renewable transition, a test case with lessons for everywhere else. Do you think your city or island could try something similar?
Thanks for joining us today. We'll keep following these stories as they unfold and what they might mean for all of us.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Give it a try for free.